Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Hulbert and I am from Disability Rights New York. I'm currently conducting a library outreach to try to meet as many clients as possible and as many participants as possible. I am a CAP advocate, which I'll get into a little bit more as the presentation goes on. But again, my first name is Sarah, last name Hulbert, and you can reach me at sarah.hulbert@drny.org. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to bring up, please, nothing's too small. Please feel free to reach out to me after this presentation, or if you happen to view this on YouTube, and I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns you might have. So the first question that I like to go over, obviously, is what is Disability Rights New York? So we are the Congress-appointed protection and advocacy agency for people with disabilities living in New York State. We do have 3 offices, I guess you could call them satellite offices, located in Brooklyn, Rochester, and Albany. And basically what we do is we provide free legal and advocacy services to individuals with disabilities living in New York State. So whatever services you receive from us are free of cost. That's what we're here for. And we really want to help as many people, children and adults with disabilities as possible. We have different segments of our programs. We have 8 different programs in total, and I will go through them very briefly because I hate just reading off slides. So basically, as you can see on the slides here, we have 8 different programs, and they are all part of our advocacy efforts here at Disability Rights New York. So as you can see from everything listed, we cover an extensive amount of information and services. So we have the PAD program, which specializes in helping people with developmental disabilities, PAMI for individuals with mental illness, PAIR for individual rights, CAP, and that's the program that I am a part of, that's the Client Assistance Program. We have PAT-B for people who have traumatic brain injury, PAT for assistive technology, PAVA for voter access, and PABS, which has to do with the beneficiaries of Social Security. So obviously we cover a lot of different services in what we do day to day. So what is the CAP program and why is it important and what could it mean for you? So my focus is on the CAP program because I'm an advocate within the program. And basically what we do is we advocate for the rights of people who are seeking or receiving rehabilitation services in order to obtain or maintain competitive employment. So what is competitive employment? It's integrated, there's opportunities for growth and promotion. So there's certain, I guess, elements you have to meet in order for it to be considered competitive integrated employment. So for instance, if you've ever heard of a sheltered workshop, that would not be considered competitive integrated employment. If someone is, I guess, hired part-time as a temporary worker or full-time as a temporary worker, that also would not qualify as competitive integrated employment because there could be a possibility that your employment could be cut short, obviously, because you're in a temporary position. So what happens and why do you need to contact the CAP program? Why would that be important to you? So there are several reasons that you can contact CAP. If you're interested in obtaining vocational rehabilitation services, so that would include you're trying to go to school and you want some tuition paid from Access VR. If you want to become a veterinarian and you need schooling to do that, that's a great example of why Access VR or another vocational rehab agency would pay or sponsor your tuition for school. All the vocational rehabilitation services care about truly is you getting a job and being competitively employed. So that's the main focus of what they do. What we do is make sure that you are satisfied with those services that you're receiving from the agencies. I have several things listed here and several reasons why you'd want to reach out to us. I won't go through every single one because they're pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions or concerns and wonder, hey, do I still qualify to contact you? 1, you can always contact us, and 2, please feel free to reach out to me with any of those questions. I have a lot of clients who just aren't sure what to do. They're not sure if their rights are being preserved. So please reach out and we can let you know about that. So another concern that people have is if they're eligible for services. So who is eligible for CAP services? These are people with disabilities who reside in New York State and they're either receiving or they're interested in vocational rehabilitation services. There are several agencies that provide these services. One is the New York State Adult Career Continuing Education Services, Vocational Rehabilitation. That's a mouthful, but the acronym and something that I always say, and you'll hear me say a lot, is Access VR. That is definitely the agency we work the most with our clients. So I would say 98% of my clients work with Access VR. There's also for the Commission for the Blind. Basically, they provide the exact same services as Access VR, but the person must be blind in order to receive services. Access VR does not help people who are blind. It's every disability except for blindness. We also help people who are Indigenous persons, and that's through the tribal vocational rehabilitation programs. And then if you've ever heard of an independent living center, those are federally funded. We can also help with people who are receiving services from ILCs as well. So basically, the first question is that I like to ask is, what are you trying to do? What kind of job are you looking for? What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? If you have a disability and you feel that you would like to either change employment, not promote yourself, but advance in your career, if you'd like to earn a degree to get you to employment that you're seeking, such as you want to be a doctor. Becoming a medical doctor or an MD requires a medical school degree. So if that is your goal, Access VR, if you are found eligible, potentially could sponsor you for medical school. That's just one example of what we do. So the first step in deciding whether or not you'd like to apply for services is to apply for services. There is no other way around it. You need to apply to see if you're eligible through Access VR or the Commission, the ILCs, or the tribal vocational rehabilitation programs. So I've listed the website here where you can go to fill out the application. You can print it and you can physically mail it. You can fill it out electronically, whatever you're comfortable with. Something I can also do to help is I can help you fill out the application. It's very basic. It asks for basically basic medical information, address, name, things of that nature. Access VR, for instance, has 60 days to determine your eligibility, to see if that's something that they could help you with. So you have to be considered eligible from Access VR's perspective because your disability gets in the way or impedes your ability to work. That's why they consider you eligible. And I've had clients who are not considered eligible that we advocate for them and they are found to be eligible for services. So if you don't feel comfortable filling out the application yourself, I'm more than happy to help you. Any of the other CAP advocates are happy to help you with that. You can also give us a call. You can email me in the email I provided at the beginning of this slideshow. And then once you've completed the application, like I said, you can physically mail it to your local district office. So if you live in like Manhattan, you'd mail it to the Manhattan office, Hauppauge office, Buffalo district office. I have a list of those linked at the bottom of this slide. And then if you decide to fill it out electronically or you'd like to scan it into the system, you can also email it to AccessVR applications@nysed.gov, which is the second link from the bottom, or email address from the bottom. So this is the question and answers portion. I know that we don't have a large group of people in attendance today, so I'm going to go over a couple frequently asked questions that I have received in the past from outreach events, and then I will open it up to anyone who would like to ask a question. So one popular question I get is there an age limit? Like, am I too old, quote unquote, to be able to apply for services? No, you are not too old to apply for services. If you're interested in maintaining or obtaining employment, we help people of any age. I've helped people in their 70s who have been my clients. So there is no limit in terms of that. If you want to work and you're able to work, we are happy to help you with that. And if you're not sure if you're able to work, please reach out and we can let you know that as well. I've also had people ask about or are concerned about working and then having their Social Security be affected by that. So the nice thing about Disability Rights New York is that we really work in a collaborative manner. So if I work with you on applying for Access VR services, you end up becoming employed in a competitive environment. You're working a certain number of hours and you're getting overpayments from Social Security, or it's affecting your ability to collect. You know, we have attorneys at the organization that can help walk you through that and answer any questions you may have. So those are two popular questions that I usually get. Another one is, if I'm a veteran, can I still apply for services? Yes, absolutely. Like I said, the only criteria for you to reach out to Disability Rights New York is that you live in New York State or you have a disability, well, both. And another thing is, if you're a family member or loved one of someone with a disability, please feel free to reach out to us as well. We do need to actually speak with the client or individual themselves unless they're given permission to speak with someone else. But we really encourage anyone to call in or email with any questions or concerns. I'm just going to put my contact information up before I open up the floor. So again, my name is Sarah. My email is listed. Our main phone number, toll-free, and TTY numbers are listed, as well as our general email address that you can reach us at. Are there any questions at this time in general? I can also stop the recording and we can do personal questions as well. So totally up to the participants, what they'd like to do. Wendy, do you want me to stop recording?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Do you mind, Judy, stopping recording?
Am I the only
I think
participant?
you're the host now, so you have to stop the recording unless you want to throw the host back to me.
I probably will, just to make it a little easier. There you go.
Okay.